Hello, everyone. Yes, my voice is one thing that I'm still working on. Otherwise, I feel pretty good, I have to say. Day four of catching a cold, and I'm all right. So, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to take my big old dog for a WALK. Can't say it. He's laying right there because he'll immediately get up and get all excited. And I got June laying right there. Yes, why do I mention my animals this morning? I just watched the cutest show. Uh, it's some kind of documentary of people with animals that are not necessarily a cat or a dog that has become their best friend, this and that. And it's really interesting. You think immediately of, oh, I guess they taught them to sit and, this and that, and they're like have become a house pet. It's not like that. And I really like that as well. So, anyways, really, it was just really heartwarming and loved. Couldn't, I just soaked it all in. Yes? Yeah. As a person that grew up with animals, lots of different animals, and uh, and then had animals all through my life, um, to now is yeah, there's just something to it. There's something to the principles of creation. I think that's where identify as being made in the image of our heavenly parent, is when I am out there with plants. Not just, oh, I'm going to grow them, but also to harvest them, then to process them into food and this and that. And with the animals, it's kind of the same. I didn't just have house pets. I did raise animals for food as well, yeah, and milk and this and that. So, but to have that kind of give and take out there with the principles of creation is it's amazing on how that forms your spirit body as well. Yes, yeah. And no, I've never. I do not remember a time where I had a period of depression or anxiety, where that becomes a problem for people. Do I have sad times? Well, yeah, but they're not depression to me. That's just, it's a part of on how you soak in things, and it isn't just joy and happiness. There is sorrow and sadness that one picks up. I pick up, especially from my surroundings as well. Yes, okay. Oh, whew. Right now, I'm feeling everything getting ready to go to sleep. The squirrels have been super busy here. Now, suddenly, things have calmed down. Come to find out, it's going to go below freezing. And I want to go right into hibernating mood with them. Mode with them. Yes. Okay. We don't quite work that way as human beings, do we? Okay, let's get going here. Enough of that talk. So, just wonderful to watch that. So we are in the book of Isaiah, super chapter C, proclamations about foreign nations against Babylon. So again, this is supposed to be about prophets and their prophecies, this, that. This is about Isaiah, but it's not just about Isaiah, I found out. Proclamation about Babylon seen by Isaiah, son of Amos. On a bare hill hoist a signal. I'm going to have to go and find out. I thought that it said here. It's been kind of a little confusing for me, and I may have missed something. I'll have to go back and check this. I find it interesting how late this book is in here in the Bible, because it becomes a little confusing. There seems to be no act, the the time frame does not seem accurate when it comes to these books and how they are here in the Bible. So it's a bit confusing, and I need to go and check that out. Anyway, let's get going. On a bare hill, hoist a signal. Okay. There's probably more of that going to be in here because my voice is so scratchy. On a bare hill, hoist a signal. Shout for them, beckon them to come to the noble's gate. I have issued orders to my sacred warriors. I have summoned my heroes to serve my anger, my proud champions. So this is God talking? I can't see that. The noise of a great crowd in the mountains, like an immense people, the tumultuous sound of kingdoms, of nations mustering. It is Yahweh Sabaoth, marshaling the troops for battle. No way, no way, no way, in heaven or hell or whatever else, wherever else, will God ever summon anyone to war. I do not believe that in the way that war, we understand war, what that is. Why would anyone believe that? Huh? Again, I don't get that. Oh, how do I know that? What did I start out with? The give and take of the principles of creation. Hence, no. If that were true, then I would have to assume that God has two faces. I don't believe that. I have never experienced it that way. Yet, someone wants me to believe that. Why? What's the reason for that? They come from a distant country, from the far horizons, Yahweh and the instruments of his fury, to lay the whole country waste. Which brings me to another thing. There was one animal with one guy that they found. It was a really little one, and they are kind of on the endangered species list. I think they're called Fellainians or something. The animal is, and it looks like a miniature armadillo. And the guy said that they are the most gentle animals that he's ever come across. The reason he identified with it so well is because he said, I feel we're the same. The gentleness of the animal. And one thing that really struck me about this young man from Liberia, was that his English, you could tell that was not his native language, but his English was superb. When I say that, is that his grammar and the way he said every word in a sentence was perfect. Absolutely perfect. He did not miss a word that belonged into a sentence. Not one. It was amazing. That young man spoke better English than native speaking English people. It was amazing. It was amazing to listen to him. One thing about that animal is, even attacked, it won't defend itself. That's how gentle that animal is. Oh yeah, maybe that's why it's on that. No, it's not on the endangered species list because of that. It is because it's considered bushmeat and I guess easy to catch. And that is why, yes. And the scales of it are for some reason. Oh, there was another one. See, I need to mention that. There was another one, the rhinoceros. They're hunted down so badly for their horn because supposedly their horns have special medicine. It's not true. This guy explained that the horn on a rhinoceros is no different than our fingernails or our hair. So if you feel like you need to get some rhinoceros medicine, the horn from their horns, just eat your own fingernails, which a lot of people do, and your own hair. It has absolutely no medicinal benefits. Yet so many of them are killed for that. And it literally, you would think that a rhinoceros horn is a hard, bone or something. It's not. It actually consists of tiny strands, like hair. Really, quite strong hair. Looked like a little strong plastic hair, right? But that's what it is. I didn't know that. But also, why would I need to know that? I would never go and hunt down a big old rhinoceros to get the horn. Oh, okay. Anyway, howl, for the day of Yahweh is near. Howl, coming like devastation from Shaddai. This is why all hands fall limp, why all the men are losing heart. They are panic-stricken, seized with pains and convulsions. They writhe like a woman in labor. They look at one another, appalled with feverish faces. Why compare the woman in labor and how we're writhing? Excuse you? Takes a lot of control, not writhing, to have a baby. I'm just saying. As if this is, okay, you know what? Yeah. All right, Isaiah, you already got me again here. Look at me. Just disagreeing with you all. Look, the day of Yahweh is coming, merciless with wrath and burning anger, to reduce the country to a desert and root out the sinners from it. Wasn't most of the country already a desert there? For in the sky the stars in Orion will shed their light no longer. The sun will be dark when it rises, and the moon will no longer give its light. You know what? I'm going to find out when that was written. Then I'm going to go and see how would they know about Orion. Was that a time where they already knew about Orion? What am I finding here? Maybe they did know. I don't know. I mean, Jesus' birth, that was quite some time later though, wasn't it? Anyway, I am going to punish the world for its wickedness and the wicked for their guilt, and put an end to the pride of the arrogant and humble the haughtiness of despots. I shall make people scarcer than pure gold, human life scarcer than gold of Ophir. This is why I am going to shake the heavens, why the earth will reel on its foundations under the wrath of Yahweh Sabaoth, the day when his anger ignites. You know, I don't think it's a good idea to take God into your anger and then make our heavenly parent subject of our own anger. Yes, as if one needs an excuse to hold on to the anger. Well, God's angry, so I'm going to keep being angry. How do you know God's angry? Does anybody know? Because of things that are happening out in the world. How many times have I said it's all man-made? Either it's a natural thing that occurs and has its reasons to occur, or it's man-made. God had got nothing to do with that. Just saying. But here, then like a hunted gazelle, like sheep that nobody gathers in, everyone will head back to his people. Everyone will flee to his native land. All those who are found will be stabbed. All those captured will fall by the sword. Their babies dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses plundered, their wives raped. And God's okay with that? Oh no, God says I'm gonna make that happen. Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, there's a reason why I started reading this, for the reputation of God. All right. Look, against them I'm stirring up the Medes, who care nothing for silver, who set no value by gold, Bows will annihilate the young men. They will have no pity for their fruit of the womb, or mercy in their eyes for children. And Babylon, that pearl of kingdoms, that splendid jewel of the Chaldeans, will, like Sodom and Gomorrah, be overthrown by God. Never again will anyone live there or reside there for all generations to come. Never again will the Arab pitch his tent there. I'm going to go and figure that out if that was true. Or the shepherds bring their flocks to rest. But beasts of the desert will make their haunt there, and owls fill their houses. Their ostriches will settle their home. Their goats will dance. Anyone that knows anything about these animals knows that it wouldn't be their purpose to, okay, you know what? They would have said bats. Yo, bats can really infest your house. But they eat a lot of mosquitoes. I know that from being at the farm. Then they got some kind of a disease, some kind of a nose disease or something. And a lot of them died. Now we don't have as many. Yeah. Oh, was it a big deal, cleaning up their poop? No, it wasn't. As I said, there's a balance there. And the good that the bats actually brought with them outweighed the little that I had to do. Yeah. And they never flew into my hair. Not one time. Maybe it's the wrong kind of bat there, but they ate a lot of mosquitoes, so that was great. Goats. The kids like to dance. I guess you could call it a dance, but they're not. Ours had a chance to come in the house if they wanted to, but they didn't. I found them every once in a while in the garage, just checking things out. Goats are really inquisitive, curious animals, and they find the oddest places to make a mess. I'm not kidding. Create some havoc. Well, anyway. But as far as, hyenas will howl in its towers, jackals in its delightful palaces. Maybe it's just people that they're comparing the people that will do that and are kind of have these characteristics of these animals maybe that they're compared to those, But then again, why would you do that? And again, what did God ever do to you that you have to degrade the beautiful creations of our heavenly parent when it comes to animals out there, right? It's a good thing plants can't walk. Ooh, vines can. Anyway. For its doom is about to come, and its days will not last long. Oh, doomsday sayer. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, whatever. Done. Ugh, don't have much else to say. I'm glad I watched that show this morning for a little while waking up and having my first cup of coffee. So I actually have something to talk about because there's nothing to talk about here. And the people today, I don't know why people, again, well, today, what is this still with all the wars everywhere in the world? What is that? It's like we haven't really graduated, right? From when this all happened, X thousand years ago, to now. Have we? Not really. When you look around the world, right? Yes, that's it. It doesn't matter if leaders want to go to war if the people of the country say, well, no, we're not doing that. If people from Russia, even if they are soldiers, all of them would say, well, no, we're not going to invade Ukraine. What for? I got family there. Why would I do that? Just saying. So close. And as far as I know, the Ukraine at one point was part of Russia, so I can't see how it wouldn't be kind of the same there as it was here when the North and South were East and West were fighting each other, right? Yes? What a silly thing to do. Don't have people they're quite eloquent here in how they write things down in in the spoken word, right? Well, what people can't raise themselves above just instinct. You made me mad. Now I'm gonna kill you. And sit down and say, let's figure this out. What's going on here? If every people of every country around the world where all the stuff is going on would just say no. No, we're not doing that. You want to go to war? Go by yourself. Go through the training we went through. And then maybe the two presidents can kick it out with each other. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's what they should start having, is a tournament of all the presidents around the world where they can kickbox fighting or something. Right? See who's the strongest one. And then I don't know, probably be kind of funny, don't you think? Yeah. And leave the rest of us out of all that nonsense and conflict. That's what I would say. And aren't we enough people? 8.7 billion people in the world? And we got what? 10, 15 around the world who are telling us what to do? And in a way that is so destructive? I don't get it. Why bother having all these summits, peace summits, this and that, all them leaders getting together, in Geneva, Switzerland, and sit there at the big old round table, right? And then talking and pretending like everything's good, this and that, and go home and start what? Preparing for war? That's so silly. Israel and Palestine. For how long has this crap been going on? Why, you guys can't figure it out. Who's angry at whom here? Right? So instead of putting all this money into these useless talks, peace talk my butt. How about they just have every year a big old Olympics of all the leaders around the world where they could go beat each other up? How about that? Probably be good entertainment. Anyway. And the people just watch and go, yeah, you guys duke it out. In the meantime, we're going to find someone that knows how to lead our country better. Yes? Where is the unification of the leaders around the world to make this the best place to live? Everywhere. So people don't have to, walk into someone else illegally, into someone else's habitat. Anyway. Yes? Did Isaiah, a smart dude like Isaiah, didn't come to that conclusion? How much time did Isaiah actually spend in the presence of God? Looked at himself, if he was so called to be a prophet with messages and visions of God and this and that, why could he not look or perceive himself more as created in the image of God? As far as I know, been taught, kind of seen, these are not prophecies from or messages from God. It's the other guy. If you want to believe in Lucifer, Lucifer's the one that wants to gives us new emotions, gave us new emotions to want things from others, destroy others. It's not God. It's the opposite of God. Tiny little animal. It's only about this big. What's it called again? Fellainians. Fellainians? And it's the most peaceful, gentle little creature. And doesn't gets attacked. It doesn't do anything. Nothing. So, when you think of children, what can't they do when they get attacked by something stronger? Mostly adults. All they can hope for, that someone will protect them, right? Yes? Oh, no. Not by killing others. Again. Last thing. Let's see, where are we at here of time? I had an interesting talk with my son-in-law here yesterday. He asks me just about every day or every other day, how's mother doing? You know, and I tell him, and so we talked a little bit and told him on how I saw a post when we're in Pakistan. Someone pretty influential is you know, gathering momentum, and I'm going to talk to someone to release, right? Our Holy Mother Han, true mother, yes, mother of peace, but all around the world, she is recognized as that. And I find it interesting. I find it beautiful on what a global movement that has become. And my son-in-law said that. He says, wow, he says, it's like a global movement all around the world where people are uniting to get one person released who's being held in detention without any proof of what supposedly she has done, this and that, investigated for 3 years. I'll say it again. They got nothing, yet she's there. But it's doing something around the world. Yes. Anyway, that's all I have to share this morning. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, and embrace you with love. Eldridge, my dearest brother, I love you. I hope you're doing okay. Yes. Let's keep praying. That prayer book going. Yes. I'll keep reading out of that. It's Father's prayers. Father's prayers are amazing. They're strong. They reach your heart. That's one thing on this prayer book I found. Father's prayers reach your heart. Yes? And I will talk to y'all another time.